Hello, hello, hello. Hope you're going well. Right, moving on to Tuesday. So yesterday was not that exciting. A few things set up nicely, but not many. We've got some big news, of course, later this week with on Wednesday, particularly Wednesday and Friday, and some other news around as well. So keep an eye out for that, so you don't get caught out with any crazy market moves, which are probably going to happen, right? So there's a few things today, not that many, but a few to keep an eye on. So I'll show you what I have, and see what you think. Okay. So the first one we look at is Aussie Kiwi. Looking at this for a few days, and it's sort of playing out as expected. We're getting some bearish action happening now. Looking like after this run up here, was it a very strong level? I don't really know, but it has stopped. Yeah, it's here. I have to go further back here. It's a bit of a level, but it obviously has rejected it. And he's now heading back down. Is there MACD there? Let's zoom in, have a look. Slightly lower, but a slightly higher price action on these two highs. So slight MACD diversion there, which is applying lower prices. Right, so we've had some bearish action, not the most convincing, but it has been going down. And we haven't really had a retest of the 1 hour 50 yet. So on the 1 hour chart, the 4 hour 50 is this blue line, the red one's the 1 hour 50. So we had this uptrend, plateaued out, and then it broke down through the 1 hour 50. All good. We haven't really had a proper retest yet. This here was just a opening gap over the weekend, which closed. Can't really count that as a proper retest. So it's broken down to the 4 hour 50, pretty much touched it. Now it's putting back to the 1 hour 50. So if it pulls back to the 1 hour 50, that'd be a great entry for us. 382 lines up well. Fib from this, this run here. 382 lines up well. And it's pretty close to the daily pivot as well. We can't take a pitch snatcher because the 4 hour 50 is in the way for our profit target. Oh, I imagine maybe it'd be close. Maybe it would just squeeze in there, but yeah, too close, I think. So yeah, so the best thing to look at, I think, is an IVOC. C, because we've already touched the 4 hour 50, near as can be seen. And yeah, play down to daily 20, daily 50. There's a few percent on offer there. And that looks pretty good. So that's a nice way to start. Aussie Kiwi. Now we go to Aussie dollar. Again, we've had the Aussie weakness. Resistance level holding strong. Couple of dojis. Would have been nice for a swing reversal yesterday, which I think we talked about. Talked about a few pairs. And then we've had a bearish action yesterday, so we're looking for some more short side today. Right, so we've had the breakdown again from the 1 hour through the 1 hour 50 through this trend line as well, which is good. Which we retested a couple of times. Then broke down through the 1 hour 50. Never really come back and tested it. Almost did there. So the fib lines up well with the daily pivot with the 1 hour 50 coming down. So if that pulls back in the next few hours, that'll be pretty good. We make that a little bit clearer. There we go. So that pulls back to 1 hour 50 daily pivot. That also could be probably be a pip snatcher. If we want to play a pip snatcher in there. Quick one before the 4 hour 50. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So play it down to day 20, and that could be a nice 3+%. So that's pretty good. That is quite nice. Pound Aussie, another Aussie one. We've had, and this played out a bit like Euro Aussie. Euro Aussie played out yesterday, but it doesn't give us anything today. I noticed that. So Pound Aussie, reasonably strong level. I think I tested it before. It's a few touches here and there. And it's definitely rejected that and bullish day yesterday. So looking for that to continue today. We've had a break of the 1 hour 50, but not really a pullback yet. So we're waiting for that to do a proper touch retest of the 1 hour 50. Lines up where the daily pivot is pretty much. The fib 382 is here as well. So that's all lining up quite nicely. Not the best, the cleanest of price action. It's kind of broken up. Bit of a complex pullback. Not the cleanest, but if you get a nice solid pullback, rejection of the 1 hour 50, I can play that long up to the daily 20. That could be a nice little trade. Got a Swiss. Got a Swiss, we've had a level down here. I'm not sure why that support level's there. Is that level there any good? Yeah, not that obvious on the monthly. Weekly is looking just a few touches down here. Let's go back on the day to see if that really is a good level. But we've had some bullish action into the daily 2050 zone. Looks like that might continue back to the daily 50. But let's just check for a MACD diversion there. Yeah, we've had a big MACD diversion all the way from here, basically. Right back here. So this has been trending lower, not very convincingly, but getting lower. And this has been trending upwards on the lows, been trending up on the MACD, implying higher prices. So looking for a pullback to the daily 50, I would hope. And this one's set up nicely for pip snatcher. So he's not the cleanest of action, but we've definitely got a break above the daily 2050 here. Sorry, above the 1 hour 50 and the 4 hour 50 here. Actually kind of going sideways, it's a bit messy, but it's now broken up above into the day 20, just for the day 20 here. And it needs to break that briefly when the 1 hour 50 catches up in the next 8 hours or so. And that could be a nice little pip snatcher. Nothing great, can't really push any further. The daily 50's up here, we can't squeeze in a hybrid trade before then, can we? Almost 3.3%. Really. I'll just stick with the pip snatcher and if it 1 to 1. That is pretty good. Now, there's a few which are possibly setting up a little bit later. Aussie again, Aussie CAD. Rejection of the resistance level, trending down, not very convincingly. We're looking like it might go a bit lower today. Let's have a look on the 1 hour. So we've had break of this trend line, break of the 1 hour 50, and it's been kind of trending lower, not very convincing. So we've really had the IBO. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, almost 5. But if we're going to break below the 4 hour 50, that means we've definitely got some downward momentum in Aussie CAD. So that break of the 4 hour 50, pull back, retest, will take a lot longer than that. It's squished. For a CBO short. That's something to keep an eye on. If the Aussie does find some strength, which a lot of the price action is showing that it will do, but of course we don't know. Aussie Swiss, again, hitting the resistance level, and lovely doji on Friday, and then kind of doji pattern yesterday as well. But hopefully they'll continue down. And again, we've got the IBO has already played out, so we're waiting for it to break the 4 hour 50, pull back for a CBO short down to the daily 20 or below. So to keep an eye on, might play out, might sit up. Pound dollar in this level here, which seems pretty strong. Resistance level here, and it's been hanging around that. It's finally getting a bit of bearish action. Not that convincing though. And the same thing as before, we've had some bearish action, but nothing really convincing. We want to see it break down below the 4 hour 50, pull back to the 4 hour 50, give us a CBO short, and then we can play that back down to the daily 50 or something. And Kiwi dollar. We have similar kind of thing here. We've got the resistance level being rejected, quite a few dojis along there, or very small candles at least. A bit of bearish action yesterday, that to continue, but again, we don't want to play an IBO because we've had plenty of them that haven't done anything. It's been going sideways. But a clear break below the 4 hour 50 will give us new lows and hopefully a bit of a downward momentum. So when that pulls back, CBO short again. There we go. So there's a few things to look at there. Keep an eye on. Nothing really spectacular and exciting, but we only need 1 or 2 good trades a day and we'll be happy, right? So good luck with the markets. If you're not a member of Pro Trader, you can get some free training at scottprotrader.com from my mentor Luke. He'll go through lots of great stuff with you, and you can come and join us if you want to. I will catch you tomorrow. I'll see you then. All the best. Take care.